Hello everyone and welcome to my Big Bold 2.0 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor's mystery uncovered. Heart expert arrangement uncovered. The strong and the lovely spoilers uncovered that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, as of late admitted to Edge Forrester, Torsten K, that she saw him in Monaco. Taylor says she didn't move toward Edge since he was on a heartfelt excursion with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Taylor told Edge she had an arrangement she was unable to miss there. Be that as it may, Taylor didn't expand on the arrangement data. The strong and the delightful spoilers. Taylor Hayes' arrangement she was unable to miss. The strong and the delightful spoilers uncover that Taylor might have had various arrangements, yet what might there be that she was unable to miss? Taylor peculiarly referenced that recordings can unfortunately do a limited amount much for a heart, driving fans to contemplate whether she might have been there to see a heart specialist herself. Taylor additionally as of late referenced that she was unable to hold on to see her dead girl once more. Taylor is by all accounts indicating that she could be at death's door, however she hasn't precisely said the words. Might there be something genuinely off-base that incited Taylor to go to Monaco and afterward get back to Los Angeles to be close to family? B&B spoilers. Might more admissions at some point be coming from Taylor Hayes? Taylor's remarks make you keep thinking about whether there could be more admissions on the way. All things considered, Taylor is by all accounts thinking about her life and, surprisingly, certain second thoughts. Taylor realizes that Edge decided to accompany Brooke, yet she is admitting that she adores him and he will constantly be her first love. Taylor nearly is by all accounts making a supplication for Edge to get back to her. Might Taylor at any point expect that she doesn't have a lot of time and need to ensure Edge knows how she feels prior to something happens to her? Unquestionably Taylor isn't that stirred up by Steffy's difficulty. All things considered, Taylor was at that point back in LA when Steffy disappeared. Is Taylor essentially expressing out loud whatever is at the forefront of her thoughts since one never understands what tomorrow brings? The strong and the lovely spoilers. Taylor Hayes' heart's want. Edge is glad that Taylor is home and believes her should remain there. To Edge, Taylor and Brooke can be a piece of the very family and that is the way he sees them. In any case, in the event that something is genuinely amiss with Taylor, could Edge put off a future with Brooke to make Taylor's final request on this earth materialize? Could Edge anticipate that Brooke should grasp his activities? Edge is a lot nearer to Taylor than most soulmates would concur with. Notwithstanding, Edge clearly anticipates that Brooke should oblige him and Taylor being close. Brooke says she isn't annoyed by this. How rapidly could Brooke's sentiments change to accompany Taylor in her last days? Might Taylor at some point counterfeit being wiped out to interfere with Edge and Brooke? Taylor's deadly analysis, Brooke's tranquility settlement, Deuce and April's altercation. The striking and the lovely recap for Friday, September 20th, 2024, is here. In the present episode, Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, tells Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, that she is biting the dust. Taylor and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, at long last choose to carry on like adults. Furthermore, Chief Deuce Stevens, Tom Arnold, and April, Jameson Belushi, have a disagreement at the emergency clinic. The strong and the lovely recap. Brooke Logan's tranquility agreement. B&B recap for Friday, September 20th uncovers that Brooke comes into the Bluff house, frightening Taylor. The specialist guarantees she's not back to make a play for Edge Forrester, Torsten K. Brooke needs to be companions. Taylor reminds Brooke they attempted once previously. Brooke figures they ought to attempt once more. Taylor says it relies heavily on how she prompts trust Logan, Annika Noel, and what it means for Steffy Forrester Finnegan's, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, family. Brooke concedes Trust's kiss was off the mark. Taylor thinks Trust has exquisite characteristics and will not censure her. Nonetheless, Trust needs to grasp that she can't have John Finnegan, leather expert Novlin. Brooke has advised Trust that and believes her should try not to misstep the same way she did. They concur that their children shouldn't have a similar serious past. Taylor says Trust appears to be fixated and this can't be gotten over. Brooke says she's been attempting. Taylor contemplates whether Trust will look for retribution. Brooke offers to ensure that Trust avoids Finn. Then, at that point, they consent to attempt to be companions. Taylor says life is too short to even consider clutching hatred. B&B recap family holding. Over at Forrester Manifestations, Edge and Steffy discuss Taylor's return. Steffy believes that Taylor should get established here. Steffy urges Edge to persuade Taylor to remain. Edge recommends Steffy converse with Taylor about that herself. Steffy requests that Edge assist with persuading Taylor to stay close by in LA. The striking and the delightful recap April and Chief Deuce Stevens altercation. The strong and the wonderful recap for Friday, September 20th uncovers that at the medical clinic, Deuce sees Finn. Deuce is searching for his experimental outcomes and believes he's withering. Finn says Deuce is looking great, then, at that point, exits in the wake of getting an instant message. While Finn is gone, Deuce begins sneaking around. April the lab tech enters with his experimental outcomes. Deuce needs replies. April lets Deuce know that no one but Finn can give him the experimental outcomes. Finn returns and Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, is with him. Deuce is confounded by the two Dr. Finnegans. April leaves and Finn guarantees Deuce that he's in extraordinary well-being. Deuce embraces Finn. After Deuce leaves, Lee gets a text from Taylor and surges off. B&B recap Friday, September 20th, 2024. On Friday's episode, Lee meets with Taylor at the Cliff House. Lee is shocked by Taylor's instant message. Taylor says in Europe, she was determined to have cardiovascular breakdown. Taylor asserts she's perishing. Share your considerations in the remark area underneath. Make sure to continue to watch The Cleanser on CBS or Paramount Plus to figure out what occurs straight away. Taylor passing on from cardiovascular breakdown. April plays with Finn the Strong and the Lovely, B&B, spoilers recap for Friday, September 20th, uncovers that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, brought Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, to the Precipice House to get something straight. Taylor demanded she return to invest energy with her family, not to make a play for Edge Forrester, Torsten K. Brooke inquired as to whether that implied they could be companions, so Taylor said perhaps they could attempt once more, assuming Brooke gave Trust Logan, Annika Noel, the guidance she really wanted. Despite the fact that Brooke contended she was clear about John Finn Finnegan, leather expert Novlin, being untouchable, Taylor behaved like Brooke ought to accomplish other things to break through to Trust. Notwithstanding, Brooke believed the two of them maintained that their youngsters should be blissful and said she'd ensure Trust didn't depend on her instinct to Finn. In view of that, Taylor speculated they ought to deal with being companions, and Brooke said she'd like that. At Forrester Manifestations, Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, had some misgivings about Taylor really getting established. That is the reason Steffy requested that Edge converse with Taylor and check whether he could persuade her to remain in Los Angeles. At the medical clinic on Friday's B&B episode, Commander Deuce Stevens, Tom Arnold, was Finn's patient. The Forrester pilot became persuaded that his lab results would have been horrible and asked April, Jameson Belushi, the lab tech, to give it to him straight. April demanded she could give the lab results straightforwardly to Finn, who returned after a call. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, got some lab results from April too, so Deuce was shocked to realize there were two Dr. Finnegans. Since April acted rather coquettish before Finn, Deuce saw it and recommended it was really awful Finn was represented. With respect to the lab results that Deuce was fearing, Finn at last guaranteed him that everything looked fine and dandy. After Taylor messaged Lee in order to get together, she enlightened Finn that it was presumably concerning Taylor firing up her training once more. Lee didn't think it was anything to stress over and took off to the Bluff House. Back with Taylor, she let Brooke know that the more seasoned she got, the more she needed to leave this world a superior spot. Taylor was happy they were pursuing harmony since life was too short to even think about clutching feelings of disdain. When Brooke left, Lee came over and inquired as to whether all was great. Taylor said she needed to converse with Lee, one specialist to another. After Lee contemplated whether this was tied in with rehashing Taylor's training, Taylor conveyed information about visiting a specialist in Europe. "I have cardiovascular breakdown. I'm biting the dust," Taylor admitted as Friday's B&B episode wrapped up. The strong and the delightful spoilers say Taylor's sickness will send more shockwaves as the storyline warms up, so we'll bring you reports on every one of the mournful minutes and expectations on Taylor's actual destiny.